Our planet is a place of breathtaking beauty. From the lush rainforests of the Amazon to the towering peaks of the Himalayas, Earth is teeming with life and wonder. Man has always been drawn to these places of natural splendor. The seven wonders of the ancient world, from the Great Wall of China to the Taj Mahal, stand as testaments to our enduring fascination with the extraordinary. These wonders inspire awe and humility. They remind us of the power of nature and the boundless creativity of humankind. They are places of peace, offering solace and reflection in a world often characterized by chaos and conflict. Yet, for all its beauty, our world is also scarred by conflict, a shadow that has loomed over humanity for centuries. Throughout history, humanity has been plagued by war and violence, a relentless cycle that seems to repeat itself. From the ancient battles for territory to the modern-day scourge of terrorism, we seem unable to escape our capacity for destruction, a dark thread woven into the fabric of our existence. The reasons for this are complex and multifaceted. Greed, power, and ideology have all played their part in fueling the flames of conflict, each adding layers to the intricate web of human strife. But perhaps the most fundamental reason lies within ourselves, in the depths of our very nature. We are a species capable of both great love and unspeakable cruelty, a paradox that defines our existence. We are driven by a primal instinct for survival, an instinct that can manifest itself in both cooperation and competition, shaping our interactions and societies. It is this duality that makes us human, but it is also this duality that makes peace so elusive, a delicate balance we strive to achieve.
The Second World War stands as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked aggression. This global conflict, which raged from 1939 to 1945, pitted the Allied powers against the Axis nations in a struggle for world domination. The Allies, led by Great Britain, the United States, and the Soviet Union, fought against the Axis powers of Germany, Italy, and Japan. The war saw millions of soldiers and civilians killed, leaving an indelible scar on the human psyche. The death toll of World War II is estimated to be between 70 and 85 million people. The majority of these deaths were civilians, caught in the crossfire of a conflict they did not choose.
World War II may be the deadliest conflict in human history, but it is far from the only one. Throughout the 20th century, countless other wars were fought, many of them in the name of freedom and independence. In Africa, nations like Zimbabwe and South Africa fought long and bloody struggles against colonial rule. These movements for independence were often met with brutal repression, but they ultimately succeeded in overthrowing their oppressors. The fight for freedom has taken many forms throughout history, from the peaceful protests of Mahatma Gandhi to the armed struggle of the Viet Cong. People have always been willing to risk their lives for the right to determine their own destiny. The struggle for freedom and equality has often been met with violence and oppression, a harsh reality that has echoed through the ages. Throughout history, marginalized groups have risen up to demand their rights, only to be met with resistance from those in power, who often use force to maintain the status quo. The civil rights movement in the United States is a powerful example of this struggle, showcasing the resilience and determination of those who fought for justice. African Americans, denied their basic human rights for centuries, launched a campaign of non-violent resistance that ultimately led to the dismantling of segregation and the establishment of new laws. From the suffragettes who fought for women's right to vote, enduring ridicule and imprisonment, to the LGBTQ+ community's ongoing struggle for equality, facing discrimination and violence, the fight for social justice has been long and arduous, marked by both setbacks and triumphs. These movements remind us that the pursuit of a just and equitable world is an ongoing process, one that requires constant vigilance, dedication, and action from all of us.
Section 6. The Face of Terror. In the late 20th and early 21st centuries, the world has witnessed the rise of a new threat: terrorism. Groups like Al-Qaeda and ISIS have perpetrated horrific acts of violence against innocent people around the world. These organizations, driven by extremist ideologies, seek to sow fear and chaos in the name of their cause. Their tactics, which often target civilians, are designed to instill terror and undermine our sense of security. The United States Department of State lists numerous organizations as foreign terrorist organizations, including Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Hamas, and Hezbollah. These groups pose a significant threat to global security, and combating them requires a multifaceted approach.
Section 7. A World Divided. The attacks of September 11, 2001, marked a turning point in the global fight against terrorism. The collapse of the World Trade Center towers, a symbol of American economic might, sent shockwaves around the world. In the aftermath of 9/11, the United States, under the leadership of President George W. Bush, launched the War on Terror. This global campaign targeted terrorist organizations and the states that harbored them. The Axis of Evil, a term coined by President Bush, referred to Iran, Iraq, and North Korea, countries accused of sponsoring terrorism and developing weapons of mass destruction. This rhetoric heightened tensions in the Middle East and led to the US-led invasion of Iraq in 2003.
Section 8. The Long Road to Peace. The fight against terrorism is complex and multifaceted. It requires not only military strength, but also diplomatic efforts to address the root causes of extremism. Poverty, lack of education, and political oppression are all factors that can contribute to the rise of radicalization. Addressing these underlying issues is crucial to preventing the spread of extremist ideologies. Dialogue and understanding are essential to bridging the divides that fuel conflict. We must strive to engage with those who hold different views, to build bridges of communication and foster a culture of tolerance and respect.
Section 9. A hope for the future. The world can be a dangerous and unpredictable place, filled with natural disasters and human conflicts. But it is also a world filled with beauty, wonder, and the potential for good. Nature's splendor and the resilience of life remind us of the possibilities. Just as the cascading waters of Niagara Falls have carved a path through solid rock over millennia, shaping the landscape, so too can we, through perseverance and determination, overcome the challenges that face us. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings us closer to our goals. We must never lose sight of our shared humanity, the essence that binds us together as one global family, of the bonds that unite us despite our differences. These connections are our strength. It is through cooperation, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to peace that we can create a better future for all. Working together, we can achieve what seems impossible. Let us work together to build a world where the wonders of our planet inspire awe and wonder, not fear and destruction. A world where nature thrives and children play freely. Let us strive to create a world where the legacy of humanity is not one of war and suffering, but of peace, progress, and shared prosperity. Together we can make this vision a reality.